first speaker tonight was born and raised in Los Angeles. He he loves to cook, watch soccer, and watch anime. When he was 9 years old, he stole the science textbook from his school so he could read the sections about planets and space. His favorite thing in the world is to make others laugh. Welcome to Rio Meta, who will be presenting his speech, Storytelling 101, at 5 to 7 minutes.
Fellow Toastmasters, I want you to imagine that the world is ending or that your house is haunted. Okay, no. Okay, imagine that you received a letter in the mail and it says that you've been accepted to a magic school for wizards. Now, these are some of the most famous stories ever told, and I'd be willing to bet that everybody here has a favorite song, book, TV show, something. Stories, they make the world go round and they make us human. Now, I've been writing my entire life. And just last week, I had a movie premiere at a film festival, if you look at the screen. And on Sunday, I found out that we won Best Comedy. This is the second festival that we won in. Thank you. I'm I'm over the moon about it. I am very pumped. And I wanted to take this opportunity to give a crash course on storytelling. So, like a story, let's start at the beginning. A story has four parts. You need main characters, a beginning, middle, and end. You need obstacles, and you need change. For your first part, main characters. Now, your characters have to be flawed. Someone who does something perfectly all the time is not fun. Flaws make your characters feel real because when something happens, then they react in their own unique way. Let's say I were to punch Harry Potter. How would he react? He would turn me into a frog, something like that. Now, what if I punched the Joker? Different situation. I'm not going to do that. Characters need flaws because they make them human. Now, if you want to make your characters more interesting, they need to fall under one of three categories. They need to be either a hero, a villain, or a leaver. We know the hero and the villain. Hero saves the day, a villain wants to watch the world burn. A leaver doesn't want to do anything. They just want to live their life peacefully. To put it more simply, a hero wants to create hope, a villain wants to destroy hope, and a leaver wants to leave the world. They don't want to change it. Moving on to my next point, a story needs a beginning, a middle, and an ending. The beginning and the ending are the same and they're simple. You just ask yourself, is the character happy? Is the world happy? At the beginning of Harry Potter, he's miserable because he lives with his uncle's family and they treat him like garbage. Look at him. He's living in a closet, you know? So when he gets to Hogwarts, it's a happy place. It's magical. By the end of the movie, Harry is happy because he found his people. Hogwarts is happy because Gryffindor won the House Cup. So, happy person, happy world. So, we talked about the beginning and the ending. Let's talk about the middle. The middle is everything else. These are also called your obstacles. This is your, this is your getting into a fight at the bar. This is your partying too hard and you wake up next to someone you don't know. This is that big boss fight that has a lot of action in it. What you need to know about the middle is that it can't be easy. Whatever happens, it needs to be difficult. A boy goes to the store is not a story. A boy goes to the store, but they don't have milk, so he goes to a different store, is a little better. A boy goes to the store, but he's abducted by aliens. That's a good story. We want to see what happens there. But for the beginning and the middle, the beginning and the end, there's a way to make this more interesting. All you have to do is turn the volume up. What's the happiest that somebody could be? Let's say they get married. Let's say they go to heaven. Let's say they live happily ever after. Now, on the opposite side of that, what's the most unhappy that somebody could be? Let's say they have broken dreams. They're depressed. Let's say that they have to go to hell to retrieve their lover, like in the famous story Dante's Inferno. So we have the beginning, the middle, and the end. If you want to make the challenges If you want to make the challenges in a story more interesting, you have to know this one thing. Every story has two stories. There's the internal and there's the external. I was talking about the boy who went to the store, he got abducted by aliens. Now let's say that his mission is to return home because he promised his mom that he would buy her milk and he doesn't want to let her down. Story is about aliens, but what it's really about is a boy who loves his mom. Take, for example, the Titanic, one of the most famous movies ever made. It's beautiful. We know what's happening here. The ship is sinking, they need to survive. But what the story is really about is Jack loves Rose so much that he wants to make sure that she survives, even if it means that he doesn't. Jack is a hero by the end of it, but he didn't start off that way. At the beginning, he was a con man, he was a gambler, he was a thief. He didn't want to save the world or the boat or the girl, he just wanted to enjoy his time. He was a leaver. Which brings me to my last point. The last thing a story needs is change. The only constant in life is change. This is true in stories. Characters change, circumstances change. So you take everything that I just told you and you mix it completely. You want a main character who starts off as a hero. In the middle, he loses hope and becomes a villain. At the end, he decides none of it matters. The only thing he cares about is playing his guitar underneath the stars. He becomes a lever. You want beginning and endings that are both happy and sad. Let's say a man wins the lottery, but he finds out his wife is cheating on him. At the end of the story, he spends all of his money trying to win her back, and he realizes he doesn't care about money. All he cares is that he wants to spend the rest of his life with the person he loves. And it's the same thing with the middle, with the obstacles, with the challenges. You want it to be happy, sad, up, down. Now, I said that stories make us human. And this is true because they give us the ability to relate to one another. When we see someone telling a story and we see that the only constant in life is change, we see that change is happening to everybody and we're all just trying to get through it. And we find comfort in that community. And I hope that that will make us feel not alone. And that's how you tell a story. Back to you, Madam Toastmaster.